Hey there, Toy Collectible fans, Fly Guy for TekSushi.com. I am a War Machine slut. Yes, basically if it's got War Machine on, I just tend to buy the damn thing. And suddenly the other day, this turned up in our stores. Now, yes, I know Iron Man 3 is well out, but there was tons of these on the shelf. Concept series for all sorts of different Iron Man armour. So I guess Hasbro somewhere in Australia had a lot of stock, and suddenly some of our main stores, they're kind of Walmart here called Big W, bought tons of these up. So we were drowning these for $10. So look, again, because it was War Machine, I had to buy one. So we thought we'd give you a little look at it. Iron Man 2 concept series. It's called the Armour Tech War Machine. It's basically an excuse to add some humongous type missiles onto it. But nice looking packaging on it. It's got the arc reactor and some groovy looking War Machine art until you get to the silly part with the missiles up at the top. But on the back, these are the other ones that were in store. Well, apart from Whiplash, which definitely was not in store, but we did have that Ultimate Armour, and there was just, I don't know, 30 at least of that Heat Blast mission. So these, again, I don't know what's going on, but there was tons of them. So it's old stock, obviously been stuck somewhere, and it came back on the shelves. But this War Machine was there, and I thought, underneath this War Machine, I thought, well, it's got to be that super articulated War Machine that we've had before, and it's got a red arc armour, and I've got a blue one from before, so I thought, hey, slight variant, let's collect it. Unfortunately, it's not super articulated underneath, but I'm going to take you through and show you anyway. Have a look at this humongous big blaster piece, so let's get a look at it. Now, just before I do, this is the figure. It comes with a very cool and unusual stand. A silver kind of base stand on it. Let me just take that off. So I guess because the figure is so damn heavy, you have to place it on this base to allow it to, well, it's heavy when it's got the armour on it. This is the figure without it, and let me just put this back on it and I'll show you in a minute. So there we go. As it stands alone as a kind of non-moving toy, one that's not articulated, this guy's great. So he's really well done in that term. He looks the part. Again, get that red arc armour going on. Nice silver paint. You'll probably notice there's not a lot of those markings, the text that's normally on War Machine. And the difference again on this figure here is, what is on one of the figures, a slide rail that actually moves, these are in fact fixed. So this gun here will rotate round, but it won't go back because it basically just pops out of place. So a different mechanism on this entirely. This rail doesn't really move, it just kind of gets stuck. It basically, you can just see it there. There's a little clip for it basically. So it's not quite as groovy as the other one. Now, talking about which, there's been so many Iron Men from Hasbro in the last few years. Who knows what's going on these days, but this is an older one here. As you can see, it's got the printed lettering on it, it's got the little transfers on it, and this one was the pop-up, so the light-up Iron Man. So it had a red arc reactor, and then as you can see, the entire chest lights up. Actually makes it look a little bit like Iron Man 3 with the Extremis. But this was another great looking Iron Man that didn't really have very good articulation, but it did have all the cool designs and the silver chrome kind of bullets. It was a great looking figure, but again, articulation kind of sucked. What it did have though, I believe, was that rail that moved back and forth. You can just see that there. So again, that made that a very cool, but not so articulated War Machine. Now, they also made one other one, my absolute favourite, way back. I can't remember which one it was. I got all of these from Dorkside Toys, by the way, a few years ago, and just bought tons of them. This was a super articulated War Machine, which was actually a pain in the tits to get in Australia. You could not find this bloody guy on shelf for years. So again, this is why I buy all my toys at Dorkside, because they get everything, and I could just pre-order it, and it's there, and it's a good price. So anyway, lots of links underneath if you want to go and buy some of this stuff, and I'll try and put it at Dorkside. Don't stock this anymore, but they do have some other Iron Man figures, so I'll put a link to their store anyway. You can get some stuff. But this was the Mutts Nuts. This guy was super articulated. Our good friend FX Franz, a Chefatron, reviewed tons of these over the years, so definitely check out his channel if you want to see some other Iron Man figures. He reviewed nearly all of them, so he was fantastic at reviewing them. And again, you'll see this one had movable back and forth, different kind of gun mechanics on his back there, again making it slightly different. You would have thought Hasbro would have just repainted the crap out of this thing, but They didn't. So there was a super articulated Iron Man, but let's get back to the one I'm actually trying to review today, and that is this one. So this Armour Tech version. Now as it stands, as I said, it just looks badass from any kind of angle. War Machine just looks brilliant. It's just a chunky, funky armour. It's absolutely brilliant. Very limited in articulation in this one. You cannot lift the arms up at all. You can only swivel them, and again they're slightly limited as well and a little bit stiff. You do have an elbow joint, and you do have, you can just about see it there as I turn, a swivel wrist, but it's bloody hard to swivel because of the armour. There is no swivel waist. You can't rotate the guy in the middle at all. You can, and if I take this off the pegs, you can swivel on the hips, and he's got one join on the knees. There is no double joint as it is on the other figures. And he also does have a little bit of an ankle rocker, but it's buried amongst this armour, so it really doesn't make any difference. It's kind of redundant. You can see it a little bit if I go to the back. In fact, I don't even think it has ankle rockers. No, it does. It does. Just at the back, you can just about see them. So again, it's a really weird figure that way, but it's not a complete just repaint. They've made this thing very rigid because it's going to take all this armament on its back. And I'll show you that separately. It comes with 4 missiles, so you get 2 spare plain missiles there, and then this armour piece, I've nearly lost it. Absolutely massive. I mean, look at the size of these guns here. Absolutely ridiculous. So I guess kids love it, but not for me. It's a bit nuts. So you can have a couple of positions here. Now this slots on over War Machine's shoulders, and there's a little button at the back there which you tilt and press, and the guns move forward. And then you can, up at the top of these, press these little buttons here. These are going to go flying everywhere, hopefully, if I can find the damn things. There we go. 2 buttons up there. There we go. And firing missiles. Let's do the other one. If I can find it. There you go. So that's it. It's just a bit crap, really. But what you can do, if you take the 2 weapons off his back, you can then slot this gigantic piece over his shoulders. So again, this is why you need the stands, because clearly he would break his back if he to walk about like that. But then you can tilt these down, and it just makes a little bit, never mind. Why waste all that plastic? Why not give us an extra figure? I mean, that is basically enough plastic in there to make an extra figure. That would have been far better. A different suit or something, or just. I really don't like play features. However, as another War Machine, and giving him a complete sleaze bag for War Machine, I thought it was worthwhile seeing. So there we go. It is a cool figure nonetheless, and again, I don't know why, but we get tons of stock. So it's nice to see compared to the rather crappy assemblers. Maybe the assemblers have sold out here, I don't know why. Maybe they just rushed some old stock they had. But it's very nice to see some better quality Iron Man figures on the shelves. That was it. That was the Iron Man Armour Tech Concept Series figure. Love to know your thoughts on it. Did you collect all of these? Did you like some of that stuff from last year compared to the new assemblers? I certainly did. But love to know your thoughts. Leave a comment below, or you can join us. You know the drill on the social channels. Facebook.com/TekSushi, Twitter.com/TekSushi, and we're also on Google Plus, owned as TekSushi. And check out our podcast where we're going to be talking about Iron Man figures and a lot more coming up soon, so you can check our YouTube channel for that. And it's also available as an MP3 you can download. That's it. We shall see you for more Iron Man and other goodies coming up soon. Cheers.